video. This is basically what's going to be about laptops, because I'm also like that. Basically, like, one thing I was noticing was, like, during my lifetime, I have had a great experience with the whole laptop generation. So, when I first, like, thought about, like, ever investing into a laptop, I thought, no way, I'm never ever going to have one of those things. Because, like, they were absolute shit. They had, like, 20 gigs of, like, hard drive. You basically may as well have bought a Mac, one of the old Macs. It had virtually nothing to it. Right, it was a perfectly shit computer, basically. That's why I never really got, like, why would someone want to buy a laptop for? And until recently, like, the laptops are great now. Like, they have Nevada graphics cards. Oh, by the way, I'm turning out station sucks. Anyway, like, they have, like, awesome specs. Like, they have 3, like, gigahertz of, like, of processing power. They have, like, oh man, like, they are awesome as this. Like, it all depends on how much you want to pay. But, like, I remember how much I hated laptops. Like, I hated them in a vicious fashion. Because I always thought, like, a laptop will be more likely to overheat, they were more likely to be, like, absolute shit. But, like, now, it's just, like, I can go into a shop and buy a laptop and not be like, oh, I'm going to be a Nazi about this. Like, it's like, good to have that type of freedom. And thank you all. Like, I used to be, like, I was going to only get a desktop because, like, then I can have, like, my major, like, specs. Like, I can have my Nevada, like, 7200 graphics card, and then I can have, like, all the little cool little details in it. But now, like, laptops have basically, like, more power than that. Like, and that's only been in the past, like, 2 or 3 years. Like, I couldn't even believe this general, like, awesomeness in computers. Like, I couldn't even imagine it a few years back, which one thing, like, I kind of worry about, like, this next generation is that they don't understand. When you go out and buy a laptop, you don't buy a laptop. You go out there and you buy, like, a part of history. You buy, like, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of research. You, like, remember, like, the first computer was, like, a giant room. Yeah, you don't buy a laptop. You go out there and buy thousands and thousands of evolution, of, like, human revolution. You go out there and buy, like, something that's, like, perfect in every way. You buy something that, like, it's got so much engineering capacity in it that you don't actually understand what it got to get to that point. And it's something, like, I think that, like, younger generations are going to absolutely, like, feel retarded by, in a way. It's like, they have all these great things, but they don't understand how they work. And to understand how they work properly is you need to understand basic technology beforehand. Because, like, you can't just, like, learn how to run before you walk, basically. Because, like, it's just, like, something they're going to miss out on. Is, like, they're going to miss out on understanding, like, the basic, like, physics behind, like, why a laptop works and all that. Because, like, it's just amazing, like, the revolution of computers. Like, I just, like, growing up, I grew up with the revolution of computers, and I was really interested in computers, but then, like, eventually, like, school overtook all my interest for computers, so, like, I got out of the loop, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, everything just, like, got really, really sophisticated. Like, basically, like, the last graphics card that I wanted in my computer was, like, 7400 Nevada graphics card. That was, like, my dream, because I only had a 7400 in my computer, so I was just, like, anything that company supports, like, ever since I've been like, yeah, that's good. And, I suppose it's a little biased because Radon is pretty decent, but I've never been a Radon person, so all you Radon fans, I'm sorry. And I always wanted, like, Linux on my computer, but then, like, Linux on my computer, and I really want a sophisticated computer system, and, like, I always, like, but then, again, I got out of the loop, I got it kind of out of it, just because school distracted me quite a lot. But still, like, I still really miss those days, like, that I would be really, really excited about, like, something so small that these days it doesn't make a difference. because every like computer's got like top of the notch shit in it, depending on how much money you want to pay. And to be honest, like it feels really weird, because that's why like I reckon that my kids like grow up with like a really shit computer just so then they can appreciate a really fast one. But by the time that happens, like all those computers will like eventually be unusable. And yeah, still, I really want a new computer. Yeah, I kind of need a laptop and I'm kind of thinking about forcing my dad to buy something cool, because my dad's going to, he's thinking about buying a computer, so I'll get something really cool. Yeah. Laura, signing out.